It's me, Roger. I'm back again to make a little video where I reveal all my little secrets. Do you have clean hands? You're subscribed, so let's not waste any more time. Hello, dear friends. Today, I'm going to show you how I make my vinegar. A very simple vinegar, apple cider vinegar. It's easy to make. It just takes a little bit of patience, but the result is worth it. So, it's vinegar that isn't pasteurized, that isn't filtered, but it has a good taste. And on top of that, it's homemade. So, I'm going to explain that to you. For that, I'm going to need apples, preferably organic, you know. I'm still going to wash them before using some water and a little bit of sugar. And that's it. To start, I'm going to cut my apples. I make sure there are no rotten or spoiled pieces in there, and I cut them into small pieces like this. I put everything, the seeds, the peel, the whole apple. There you go. I prepare all my apples like this in small pieces. I'm going to fill my mixing bowl here, and we'll meet again when it's full. My salad bowl is full. I'm going to put some into another one, mixing bowl about half, to let a little air in. There you go. And I'm going to let these apples oxidize for about 2 hours. In about an hour, I'm going to mix them a little so that the ones at the bottom oxidize too. And we'll meet again in 2 hours. The apples are oxidized. I left them for a little over 2 hours. I'm going to fill a nice clean jar, of course. Now that my jar is full, but not to the brim, I'm going to fill it with water, but not tap water, because we don't want any chlorine in there. Or you can let the water sit for 2-3 hours so that the chlorine evaporates. We need to open the apples. Here, I put in bottled water that I buy, natural water. There you go. The apples need to be well covered like this. And now I'm going to add some sugar. Then, using a wooden spatula, I'm going to mix all of this a bit. Sugar is meant for that, for there to be fermentation. So yeast needs sugar to feed on so that fermentation can happen. There you go. I'm mixing it well, like this. The sugar is well distributed everywhere. And now we need to cover all of this. We can see it well now. We're going to go up a bit. And on top, of course, we can see the space that I've left. And on top, we're going to cover this now because we don't want any insects getting in. You can also make a syrup with 200 grams of sugar for 1 liter of water. Heat to melt the sugar. Let the syrup cool down. Put it in the jar with apples as soon as the syrup temperature is below 35 degrees, so as not to destroy the natural yeasts. To make sure nothing gets in. Because there still needs to be a bit of air, you shouldn't seal it airtight. I'm going to put a first layer of household paper. We're going to leave just 1 layer, that's enough. There we go, like this. And now that it's done, I'm going to put a cloth over it. Why a cloth? This way it covers the sides well and keeps the jar a bit protected from the light. And there too, I put an elastic band back on, or I even put two, like this. I'm sure that nothing, no insects, nothing at all is going to get in, just the air, because that would be a shame. That everything gets ruined because of that. Then I'm going to put it in a corner of the kitchen so it will be protected from the light thanks to the cloth. And for the first 7 days, every day, I'm going to stir it with a wooden spatula to mix it well and get the process started. I'll show you that already, starting tomorrow. We'll meet again tomorrow, the first day, and I'll discover it with you. There we go. Yeah, my rubber bands aren't great. But we can see that it started to work, right? If we take a closer look, we can see that there's starting to be a little bit of foam there. So what I'm going to do is stir it a little bit. Go. I'm gonna cover it all up like I did before. So first of all, a piece of paper. Oops, I don't have it. With a rubber band. There we go. And then my cloth goes on top. And also here, I'm putting on 2 rubber bands. There we go. Like this. And I'm going to put this aside until tomorrow. Day 2. So I'm removing my rubber bands. There we go. We can see it's fermenting. Well, it already has a bit more foam. I'm stirring it a bit, all of that. Yeah, it's going well. I'm happy. There we go. And I'm going to close it all up. We'll meet again tomorrow. Day 3. So, I'm taking off my rubber band. Wow, this is getting good, huh? We can see that there's a nice foam on top, but I'm going to stir all of that again. There's not. Yes, it's starting to smell a little bit. There we go. I've stirred it well. And now I will cover it all up. And we'll see on day 4. Day 4. I'm taking off my rubber bands. Now I'm taking everything off. Come on. I don't want to come. There it is. You can see that it's foaming nicely. There's a nice smell of vinegar. It's coming along nicely. I'm stirring it a bit, all of that. And I'm going to cover this up until tomorrow. A nice foam is forming there. That's great. That's what I love, day 15. So, I'm taking off my rubber band. Finally, the whole top. Wow, it's foaming really well, really well. I'm really happy. Look at this. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to give it a stir. Once, that's it. It smells good. There you go. Now I'm going to... There you go. The nice foam that's going to give me a beautiful sea. Now I'm going to cover this up and we'll see each other tomorrow. Day 6. I remove my cloth. And there you go, it's getting more and more beautiful. Look at this beautiful foam and the smell that's coming off it. Fabulous. I'm giving it a little stir again. And I'm going to cover all of this. And we'll meet again tomorrow. Day 7. I'm removing my cloth and my paper. It is a nice formation. I don't know if we can see it well, like that. There's a mother getting ready, but hey, I'm going to stir it up again. One last time. And then I'll leave that a week. It smells good. A week without touching it. In a week, there should be a mother on top of that. In the meantime, I'm going to cover my jar. I'm going to open a jar that I haven't touched for a week so we can see the difference. Oops. Well, there's not much difference. The smell is strong too. There's been a good fermentation. It smells really good. The vinegar already. I'm stirring all of this and I'm going to close it up again. So it's been 7 days now. You go. Day 11. I'm not going to do this to you every day, but let's see how it's evolved. Wow, it's looking good. We can see that a mother is starting to form on top, but I'm going to stir it again. There you go. I'm going to do this for another 2 days, and after 2, maybe 3, and then I'm going to take out my apples. There you go. There's a nice smell here. It's a shame you can't smell it. I'm going to cover this up. After more than 2 weeks, I'm taking out the apples from the jar. And I'm going to filter the vinegar for the first time. Actually, it's not a coffee filter, it's a very, very fine filter. But a coffee filter will work just fine too. And I will spend all my vinegar in there to really get rid of all the little residues. It takes a little time. I'll see you in a bit. Now I'm going to put my vinegar into a bottle. I'm not going all the way to the top. There, just like that. Then I'm not going to seal it airtight. I'm going to put a mixing paper on top. There, I folded it several times to allow air to pass through. And I'm going to put a rubber band on it like this. There you go. And I'm going to put that, there you go. I'm going to put this in a place away from light if possible. In this one I'm going to open it and I'm going to put some herbs inside. And then I'm going to put in some rosemary because I have some here right now. And then we're going to wait like this for another month. And in a month our vinegar will be ready. We'll meet again in a month. It's been a month since I bottled it. So there. You can see that there's a C that has formed up there. And this is the other bottle where I put some rosemary branches inside. We can also see here a C. So now what I'm going to do is uncover this and I'm going to filter my vinegar so I have a pretty fine filter. Otherwise you can take a coffee filter and that works just fine. And then the C, there I'm going to collect it later and I'm going to put it in my next one. Preparing vinegar. This is simply going to speed up and improve the process. And there you have it for the regular vinegar. It's turned a little brown, which is somewhat normal because there was some shoulder defect at the bottom. You can clearly see the mother that I'm going to take out. I'll manage to get it out later because the bottle wasn't in good shape. You can see it's thick, it's beautiful. So this C, I'm going to cut it into 5 or 6 pieces and use it, put it in my next. The next jar I'm going to make will take 2 vinegars. And now, the vinegar that I have recovered there, I remove the filter, of course, and I will put it in a bottle. And it will be ready to be consumed. There you go. The color also depends on the apples you use. All that's left for me to do now is to close my bottle. And there you go. I can set it aside. My vinegar is ready to be consumed. We're going to move on now to the second one. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Yeah, that's creating a cork there. It's not coming out anymore, so I'm going to make a little passage. There we go. And I'm going to filter all of that. I'm going to go a little slower than the other one to leave the sediment. At the bottom, the bottle is a bit smaller, so there's definitely a little bit less. You can see the rosemary, you can see the mother that's there, which I'm going to reuse, of course. And like the other one, of course, I'm going to put it in a bottle. I'm removing the filter. The bottle is a bit smaller because I had a little bit less. Well, I have a bottle that's just the right size. Let's see. There you go. But before closing it, I'm still going to taste it. I'm putting a tiny drop like this. Very good. Huh, it's natural. Well, it has a nice rosemary flavor. The vinegar isn't too strong. It's not bad, but well, it's not really the flavor I was looking for. So I'm going to try with another herb. To the next vat, you can give it a try, maybe it will suit your taste. On the other hand, I tasted the other vinegar where I didn't put anything in it earlier. Well, the taste is perfect. I invite you to do it, go ahead, it takes a little time, but the result is really worth it. It's very good. It's not pasteurized. It's not filtered. Of course, it's a bit cloudy, but that's normal because it's not filtered like they do it industrially. Well, I'm telling you, by doing it this way, I don't buy vinegar anymore. I make it myself. At least I know how it's made. And the taste, you won't go back. It's really fantastic. So go ahead and let me know afterwards in the comments how you found it. In the meantime, I wish you a good day and see you soon for the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now you know how to do it, and I tell you go ahead. It's not difficult. And I'll see you soon for the next video. Goodbye. Don't forget to give a little thumbs up. Subscribe. Share my videos, and thank you for leaving a comment. To leave a comment,